Yeah, so giving back, man, like people always say like, oh, you know about those that work for these nonprofits, man, they all get paid, they all get a percentage, you know, this and that. But it's not true, you know what I mean? Most people that give, they give out of their heart. You know, they're not here because they're gonna get paid. What they get paid is when those kids are hugging them, or the parents are smiling, or they're, you know, they're just, you could tell their heart, and that's the payment that people that volunteer get. You know what I mean? And I know because I've done some stuff, but it's all about giving back to your community, and it's about that stockpile that you put in your heart. That's like a bank, and you say, "This is my riches right here." Was looking at these people and being able to give them, you know, what they needed for that week or that day or whatever it was, you know. So, do you feel the same way?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, that is a question that everybody wants to ask: is how much you get paid. But it's not about. Yeah, we get paid a different way because, like you said, it's our payment is seeing that person smile, whether it be a kid or an adult, you know, because like the adults, they get that smile when they get the food. The kids get the smile when they get that present. I mean, they might not even got to see Santa Claus or whatever. And it doesn't matter what race you are. It's any kid, you know, as soon as they get that present and they're able to get it, and just to see their smiles, that's a bigger payment that you can ever get, you know, because that payment alone is more than any money you can get.
Priceless, you know?
Yeah. Priceless, there you go.
Priceless,
man. That's
because you can get $100 for the day for doing what you do, but that money's gone in a few minutes or whatever. Exactly. But what you did, that's what you carry forever.
Yep, and when I started doing what I was doing with the motorcycle club, when I started doing it, we had our kids with us. So our kids got to see all this stuff. So my son's 19 years old, and he's been doing it since he was 13. And he got to see the different programs of how everything was. And that's one thing that he always brings up is, like he says, you know, to see all these kids, Dad. I mean, because that's one thing that we take for granted, right? Is the fact that we have everything. And even though we forget, a lot of these people don't have things. And for us to be able to give it back to them so they can have it, the kids are able to see it as well. And that gives the kids a little bit more respect, because it's not about having that PlayStation, you know, to get to the next level. I mean, it might just be a basketball or even a Hot Wheel or something, you know, Barbie. That's taking our kids to see that stuff, give them an extra hand of what it is to give, because that's one thing that we're all lacking is showing that. Because it's all about them getting spoiled with other things and not being able to see the other part. That was more of a blessing. Doing the Christmas thing out here, the first year we did it actually in a truck, and the biggest memory that sticks out of my mind was watching one of these kids. He was in a wheelchair. He was a handicapped kid, and me jumping out of the truck to give him his gift, and the big smile that he had. It's like something you can't take away, you know. And another one is walking down the street, you know, right on Fern, walking down the street, and I'm literally with a little kid holding my hand walking down the street, and somebody took a picture of it. And it's like things like that. That's, like you said, it's priceless. That's the stuff that's better to take with us, and that's what makes us keep on wanting to give to the community, because that's what motivates you and that's what pushes you. Is seeing those smiles from all these people, you know. It's not about anything else. It's about just giving back.
Yeah, and that's a blessing, man, because I know, like most people out there, they've seen the faces of people terrified, you know, about to get jumped or about to get shot or about to get stabbed or whatever, you know what I mean? And a lot of people have seen those faces, but when you could turn all that madness around and you're able to see the faces of happiness, joy, you know, I bet you have kids that even cry, huh? Because they're getting a toy.
Yes.
Yeah, because they probably haven't got one in a couple of years or whatever. They felt like they were going to get nothing this year, then bam, you guys are able to bless them, and then they start crying, you know, or whatever. You know,
that's true.
Turkey runs, different things like that. I mean, delivering turkeys to families, man, that didn't even know if they're going to be able to have it. I mean, seeing those families and the kids come out, just and the moms crying, and the dads, you know, because they just got laid off or whatever, and just seeing those kind of like reaction, because you know what's from the heart, man. You know what's from the heart, and that's what makes you push. You know, that's what gives you that extra energy. Yeah. Is knowing the fact that, because you have some people that are just, oh, thank you, you know, but then you got those ones of like, man, like you don't understand like what I was thinking and how I was explaining to my family, but you're just giving that helping hand, you know what I mean? And that's what we're here for, right? We're here to help everybody out. I mean, if that's what the world can do is help each other out, it'd be a lot more peaceful.
Yeah, like here at the center, we pass out lunches too to the homeless. And sometimes when we have some left over, me and my wife, I have a 6-year-old boy. So me and my wife will go out and find them, and look for them because we have that extra lunches. We don't want them to go to waste. So we go out and looking for them, and we have our 6-year-old boy will come with us. And to the point to where he started noticing where they're at. Oh, look over there, Dad. Look over there. One time we're going by, and I remember my son saying, I feel it, man. This hits me, because 6-year-old boy saying, Dad, it feels good to give to these people, to give to the homeless. And I'm looking at him like, wow, like you get that feeling too at your age? You get that good feeling?
Yeah. I
understood, like, wow, even them being that little, they also understand and get that feeling of giving back. You know, that was really good,
That's good, yeah, because at that age, they understand fear. You know what I mean? They understand fear, and sometimes these kids live with fear with their mom and dad are probably all, scante or whatever, or they're out there doing their thing. And these kids have that fear of being left home alone or watching mom and dad fight or all that. But to see the happiness like your son, to be able to experience what you experience, man, that's priceless. But to do it as a family, I mean, come on, like that's
good, man. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Do it as a family. That's important, man. Because especially nowadays, the families are torn apart.
Yeah.
And like you said, that's priceless to me, and that pushed me to want to keep doing it. My little boy is like giving me that, hey, it's good, let's do it, let's do it.
Yeah.
Pushing me forward, and like you said, a family thing, You think about it and then you go back and think, how many have that family? How many have that type of bond, growing up in the neighborhood, what a lot of them are, the parents are into drugs or, left home alone, like you said. They don't have that, so that's why we're here at this community trying to give them a place to go, feel safe, and make them, we're starting to step up as the missing parents, and that's what we're here for,
Yeah,
we want to give back that way, make them feel like there's somebody there for you,
You guys are being those the big homies, but the positive ones.
Yes.
Yeah, the positive big homies.
Correct.
That they could come to, and you never know, they might get the ones that later they'll come and say like, hey, I want to talk to you. I'm going through this. I'm going through that. And you might be able to give them like, give them consejos,
Advice,
you know what I mean? And that's a good thing. That's a blessing,
Yes.
to be. I've been blessed. Like I see, like Danny Trejo, he gives back to the community. He carries care packages in his car, and he does stuff like that. We got people like Chino Mike with No More Locked Doors.
Yes.
He did 28 years in the feds, and now he has a program where they teach the guys coming out how to change their lives. Because that's a big thing too, is to change these vatos and give them something to do when they get out. Because when these guys get out and they're considered felons and nobody wants to give them a jale, then what they say, idle hands do the devil's work.
Yes.
So you got to keep them busy, keep them going.
Yes.
That's like any of us. You know what I mean? Now, if we sit too long, we start to think too much, and we start to, things like go astray. You know what I mean?
True. So, that's true, man. That's true.
That's feeding that you guys are out here doing it. And the reason I wanted to come out here because I saw what you guys were doing, and then I have family from Casa Blanca out here too, and I just wanted to be able to come out here and talk to you guys because not a lot of Chicanos are doing that. And like I said, I'm not about like just Chicanos, but I'm just saying this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing, this is my platform, and this is what I want to talk about right now is the Chicanos, the Latinos, whatever you want to call them. Because right now everybody's fighting. What are we? We're Cali Mac, we're Latinx, we're Chicanos, we're Aztecs, we're Mayans, we're whatever it is, you vatos are my brown brothers, my carnales, that I really appreciate you guys are doing this, you know what I mean? Now, I want to ask you about your steps.
Okay, my steps. Oh, like I said, one of my biggest steps was forgiveness. I was facing time, so I was asking to be forgiven for what I have done. And I remember sitting there saying, you know what? God, forgive me. I need your mercy. I started knowing who he was and what he was about and his characteristics and his traits. And I know that he was a merciful God. So I said, God, please have mercy on me. I'm about to go to jail. I'm about to go to 10 years. And I'm about to lose my family if I go that long. My family's not going to be here anymore. They're going to have a different dad. My kids are going to have a different dad. When I get out, they'll be calling someone else dad. That was hurtful. So I remember asking him, please forgive me. I know that I don't deserve this forgiveness, I know I deserve to probably be in jail for the rest of my life for the other stuff that, you know, if you're gonna account me for everything that I did, I probably shouldn't be coming out. But I heard you're merciful. Please forgive me. And then he tells me, I hear a voice saying, you forgive. I said, yeah, I already did. I forgave myself. You know, that's why I'm telling you, I'm trying to move forward. He said, no, you forgive. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, forgive those that killed your brother. Yeah. Boom, it hit me. We're not taught to forgive. We're taught in the streets how to get revenge, which is the opposite. So it was totally new to me. I remember saying, no, sorry, God, but I can't do that. And I remember saying, God, you don't know what you're asking me. Of course he did know, you know. But I'm like, you don't know what you're asking me. I can't do that. And everything coming to my mind, what my friends are going to say. What are my brothers going to say? What are my family going to say? What are everybody around me? What is my, you know, my pickup members going to say? That I'm a punk. I'm really, you're going to let someone do that to your family? You're not going to do nothing about it? All that came into play, man. So I said, I can't. He stood quiet for a little while. For like, I want to say like a couple weeks. And then I was getting close to court again. Here I come. God, please help me. I'm going to court. I need your help. And he said, I already told you to forgive. So I said, all right, man, it's hard for me. I can't just let that go. And he showed me a vision. And all of a sudden I'd seen this dude outside a porch. And he's sitting like this. And balling back and forth. He looked like he was drunk and on drugs. And I seen a little kid on this side and a kid on this side. And I'm looking, I'm like, is that me? What? I'm worried about losing my family, my kids. And they're right there. And I remember the kids telling the person pulling him, no, Daddy, don't leave us. Don't leave us. We need you. We love you. And I remember turning around, the person saying, don't love me. I'm a monster. I'm always in and out of jail. I hate for you to love someone that's not here for you. And I'm going through this. I'm about to go to jail looking. And then he's like, I'm a monster. I'm a killer. I don't deserve this. Don't love me. I'm not lovable. And then I started getting closer. He looked up and it was a different person. And there's a person that I needed to forgive for what they had done to my brother. And right there and then, I'm like, what? My mind just triggered and I said, that's that person. And I'm asking for forgiveness, and this guy's been suffering his whole life and his kids needed him. And I'm over here worried about my kids. How selfish of me to not forgive that person, and I'm asking for forgiveness myself. And he's been suffering this whole time. So God showed me how I was able to forgive, because he said, you want forgiveness? Then forgive. And he showed me how to do it. Right there and then, I was praying for the other person. God, please tell him it's okay. It was a game that we played. This is the consequences. It could have been him or my brother. And I understood. Like, he made me understand everything. I felt this peace as soon as I said, please. I wanted to go find this person, see him on the street, and tell him it's okay. Don't worry about it. It happened a long time ago. It was 25 years later, man. It was 25 years later when I'm forgiving. Yeah. And I'm like, and this peace of mind came to me. And that was a step that I had to take in order to continue my walk. And I didn't understand it until later on. I'm like, wow, now I could show another person my experience, what I went through, and the way that God uses forgiveness. You know, a big thing, because it's hard to move forward and trusting God with that, you know?
Yeah, it's a heavy load.
It's a heavy load
on your shoulders, you
it's
know, to forgive. Especially that situation. It's not like somebody didn't back up and bump your car and left the dent. You know what I mean? This is like big, but like with God, forgave those that killed his son on the cross, and Jesus told God like to forgive them, you know, and so that's big words, you know. Mm-hmm. And I believe that your brother was up there telling God, tell him again, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's probably
true.
yelling down at Mano, forgive.
That's right, yes. He's over there, yes, that's right, that's how you do it.
Yeah, he's probably saying, you know what I mean? Forgive him, I'm up here, I'm good, you know?
Yes, exactly, man.
Yeah, but
exactly.
But like you said, we're trained on get backs. We're trained on revenge. We're eye for an eye, two eyes for one eye, or whatever, you know? So it's not just because of us, because of the way we're raised, you know what I mean? And so, but thank God that there's forgiveness out there for us, you know what I mean? And that he will forgive us of all the bad stuff we did.
Yes.
And, you know, and wash it away.
Yes.
And, you know, and people say like, well, how do you know God's out there? How do you know God really forgave you?
Yeah.
Well, when the life, tell me if I'm right, when you're in the life and you're serving the world, the stuff you've done don't come back in your head really. You
Correct.
know what I mean? Or you're not feeling convicted, or you're not feeling any kind of pressure of anything.
Correct.
But once you ask God to forgive you and you're seeking Him, there's the devil putting it in your mind.
Yeah.
Hey, how do you know He forgave you? How do you know He's real? How do you know this? How do you know? And then that's kind of confirmation to you are safe, because the devil don't mess with you when you're walking in the world. But as soon as you get saved, there he is, wanting to trip you up.
Yeah.
You know, so that I always felt that's confirmation.
That's right.
For the stuff we did. But that's a powerful story, what you just said right now with your steps, man.
Yeah.
Like that's
Like,
big. That's big. Nobody can tell you like you don't know about loss.
Yeah.
Or you don't know about forgiveness.
Correct.
Or you don't know about, you know, carrying something on your shoulders. Like, Sasuke, come talk to homeboy right here. He knows, he's been through.
Oh yeah. That freed me a lot. You know, from now I wouldn't care like someone mad dogs me or even says you know, something bad to me or tries to challenge me, because if I'm able to forgive something that big, I'm like, that's nothing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I ain't bothering with it. Like, it made a sense too, where like things don't bother me that easy anymore.
Yeah.
People could get over on me. You know what I mean? Like people think that, you know, you get over on people when they don't react to something.
Yeah.
I told this guy one time, I said, you know what? It's not that they got over. Don't look at it that way. Look at it like you forgave them, because that's more powerful than you think they got over on you and you let it go. You let it slide. Don't look at it like you let it slide, because you didn't let it slide. You forgave them, which is a lot more powerful.
Yeah.
When you know that you forgave them, it's not gonna bother you. But if you say you let them slide, it's still gonna be in the back of your head, like, oh man, I let them slide.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, you forgave them, man.
Yeah.
And now it's not gonna come back to bother you. It's not gonna come back to haunt you. The devil can't use that against you.
And you know what? And one day when those people become saved and they're walking with God, God will tell them or remind them that guy forgave you. And then that will make them think like, man, you know what I mean? Like, I shouldn't have said that. I was being, you know, I was wrong in that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's powerful though too. You know, to be able to walk away. Like, I've been going through things lately too, where people have been testing me, you know, and I'm like, man, I'm trying to pass the test. And I do, but luckily, like this last one, my wife was just like, come on, let's go. So I thought was going off, and I go, man, just thank God you're in that second level right now, because I don't want the flesh to come out. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We try not to.
Yes.
But sometimes people say things that out of pocket that you're like, how can I walk away? But you have to. You have to forgive them right away. But sometimes it's hard.
Yes, it is.
Sometimes it's hard, man.
It is.
But that just shows the character of a person that, you know what, I'm not being fake. I'm not a fake Christian, or I'm not a fake believer, or a fake Catholic, or a fake Buddhist, or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not being fake about it. I'm being real. But at the same time, like, man, just be careful who you test.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because there might be people out there that you're going to test them and they're not going to be able to.
And then you want to go and complain saying that they're fake Christians.
Yeah.
You mean? Come on, man. Like, people could defend themselves. You know what I mean? Like, you caused the problem, and then you're going to cry about because they defended their family or defended themselves when you're attacking them.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, man. Like, they don't work that way, you know?
And they become the Karen all of a sudden. You
Yeah.
know, right?
Simon,
Yeah, they want to start, I'm a citizen. I want to start throwing rata and all this and that, you know. But as soon as you wake up, get off the floor, then you go do what you got to do.
I told this dude that makes some shirts and stuff. I told him, hey, can you make me a shirt? He said, what do you want on it? I said, I want what I say fake Christian. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when people don't like certain things from a Christian, they use that against you and they say, oh, they're fake. That's fake Christians. So I want to walk around, fake Christian, because I'm not gonna walk around to satisfy your needs or you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so when you don't satisfy certain or meet certain expectations from certain people, they start calling you fake.
Yeah.
Fake to who? Fake to you because you don't like what I'm doing?
Yeah.
You know, like I'm being real to me.
Exactly.
And being real to God. And that's it. You know, God knows that I'm gonna sin here and there. I can't be perfect.
Yeah. The day you think you're perfect, we'll try to walk on water.
Yeah,
and then that's
exactly.
the real test right there if you're perfect, because none of us are perfect. But it doesn't give us the excuse to do things. But sometimes we do stumble. We stumble, and that's just life. Nothing in the book says that because we're Christians that we're gonna have an easy walk. It's opposite. Yeah. Our walk is harder.
Yes.
Because we're going to get tested more. And that's what we have be able to have our testimonies and to be able to talk to people and say, I've been through this, I've been through that. but people out there, you're the one target. Like, if you're not a Christian, but homeboy is, they're not going to test you. They're going to go after him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Yeah, it's true. And they're going to want any little thing. You know, get their phone out. Is that a beer? No, he's drinking a soda. Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
because they want to catch everybody else right now, especially in this world of Instagram and TikTok.
Oh, yeah,
You want to be
social
TikTok
media.
famous? I'll make you TikTok famous.
I'll make you TikTok famous. I'll make you famous.
I'm telling you. So yeah, I don't want to be TikTok famous. I just want to like uplift the raza. I want to be able to uplift people. Period. And to spotlight people like you guys are over here doing something. And a lot of people, they don't get the spotlight and they don't want it, but they deserve to be talked about. They deserve to be praised, I guess you would say, but also their stories told. So other authors can say, you know what, man, I'm no good. I can't go over there volunteering. You know, all the dirt I've done, I can't be out there.
Yeah, I don't
you know
matter.
what I mean? I ain't worth it. I can't do it, you know. But they can see your guys' story and say, man, you know, maybe I can go out there and help. Maybe I should go out there and help. You know what I mean? I'm like that guy. Like I've done a lot of damage in my neighborhood, but it's time to get back. You know, and so this is why we do it, to show that, hey, you
Yes.
can do it. You can do
Yes.
it. Anybody can do it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's-
Izzy right here can do it. You know what I mean? Like, I volunteer. I got the paperwork for you.
That's right. You
Yeah,
volunteer him.
yeah,
You volunteer him.
yeah.
That's right. I'm gonna sign you up for now.
Come on in. Come on in.
Yeah. So that's actually what happened. My next step